welcome to part 2 of our Labor Day weekend fallout recap, I guess, reaction to everything that happened in Paris, both on the paid live event Sunday and also the Raw fallout on Monday. And we are going to pick it up here with John Cena.
Oh.
Yes, it is time to talk about John Cena and Logan Paul. And John Cena's farewell tour continued. This was his final match in Europe, Nika.
Oh, well, I don't think they're going back to Europe this year.
They're not going back to Europe. So, yeah, and there's only, I guess, 8 dates left, I think, now with John Cena to appear.
Okay, so he's got 8 more matches.
It seems like it, yeah. I don't know if that includes SmackDown appearances, too. So, if so, then that means he's not going to be on the program like week after week after week like he had been throughout, I think, the summer when he was champ. He was on the show quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if his role is going to be somewhat scaled back now as we wind down, but I hope not.
Yeah.
He's easily
good.
still one of the biggest stars in the brand, and we saw it this weekend in Paris. The ovation was monstrous.
Yeah.
However, even though I was wrong. I thought Logan Paul was going to possibly win this match, and I was dumb for thinking that in retrospect. Nika called it correctly, though, so congratulations, Nika. But I will say John Cena did pay respects to Logan Paul afterwards, and in doing so, he did elevate him as I kind of predicted.
Yes.
So even without the W, which, whatever, he did get that status push that I think we were hoping that he would get out of this match, both of us, because we like Logan Paul as a villain. I don't think we got the handshake kind of thing, and I don't think Logan Paul is like changing allegiances anytime soon. I think he's still going to be like his #1 biggest fan of himself. But nevertheless, he gets the respect from John Cena that I think maybe he was looking for.
Okay.
Now, with John Cena, we have this big ESPN paid live event coming up September 20th, the first paid live event on ESPN. And we saw Brock Lesnar appear at SummerSlam, and now we haven't really heard a peep out of that. Do we think that this is going to be the next likely matchup? I think some of the language around the promotion for the ESPN event, even before Paris, was that John Cena will wrestle someone he hasn't wrestled in over a decade or something like that.
Oh, that points to that match then.
It does.
And they gave enough time for Lesnar to get prepared for it.
Possibly, yeah. So let's see how quickly this gets started, even as soon as this Friday in SmackDown.
Because they need promos.
They need promos. We haven't heard from Brock Lesnar on the microphone. Perhaps that happens this Friday in Chicago. They always seem to do big shows in Chicago, and I know I'm biased because I'm from there. But I went to shows in Chicago, and they always had big things happening at them. And it made it more fun. So to give you an idea, one of them was a fatal 4-way match. What was announced in Chicago when I was younger, and it was when Linda McMahon came out and said that she was backing someone for the championship as well, and it was Mick Foley. That was awesome.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So there might be a big announcement.
It was like Mick Foley against Stone Cold against The Rock against Triple H. That was a fatal 4-way match, and they announced it in Chicago when I was there in person when I was younger. Cool, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, indeed it was. All right, well, this seems like something big is going to happen in Chicago. I'm going to say, we already got the teaser with CM Punk also having something big planned. This could be a big episode of SmackDown. I would not miss this episode if I were you folks.
Let's go to Netflix for that one.
Stephanie McMahon is in hot water, baby, because she told everyone to go and watch WWE on a VPN so that we could all watch it on Netflix. And it's like, hello, ESPN is calling.
We want our money back.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, what do you think is next for Logan Paul, Nika?
Well, I think he needs some kind of hardware around his waist, if that's possible. Or at least a try to get one. And we know Sami Zayn just got US.
Yes, he did. We haven't spoken about that yet on camera, but Sami Zayn is the new U.S. champion as of last Friday's SmackDown. He got the win over Solo Sikoa.
I think that was one prediction we got it wrong.
It was. We got that wrong big time. And I'm personally excited, because I want to see how Sammy goes with this. But I feel like Logan Paul versus Sammy is a new feud that we could have in the future. It just depends on if there's going to be any fallout with Solo Sikoa wanting that belt back.
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
I'm sure there will be too, but it's interesting to me that Logan Paul just had this match against Cena, and he got the respect from Cena. I don't think he's ever had a title yet.
I don't think so either. He's pretty new to the wrestling world.
But he would be a great new villain,
yeah.
Since they're both on SmackDown now.
He already had a tag team with Drew McIntyre as his partner. He had been doing matches with Cena. So maybe a championship run might be a good one.
All right. Well, I think that Sammy winning is interesting. We'll switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about Sammy. He is now the U.S. champion, and now do we think there's going to be any fallout as far as Jacob is concerned? Is Jacob going to be jealous that he was U.S. champion until
Not
Saudi
long ago.
Arabia, which is when Solo became champion, and now Sammy's got the belt
Well, okay.
out of nowhere, kind of.
Is Jacob and Solo both on SmackDown, on Raw? SmackDown. So Sammy moved to SmackDown and got his championship belt, according to the Visionary.
He did, but also by the same token, like Jacob seemed to be entering into a fragile alliance with him. Like he was like not necessarily down with what Sammy was saying about wanting to take aim at the U.S. championship. Now he's U.S. champion, and how does Jacob feel about that? So I hope they play up some of that tension, especially as we go down to Survivor Series, because I feel like we're going to have some kind of situation where Solo and his posse are going to be possibly wrestling, Jacob and Sammy. And, for a while, I thought it would be Jimmy Uso. Now it appears like he might be getting mixed in with Jay and his brother and his business with Roman Reigns. So I don't know where that leaves things as far as like if they're going to do the stables, the 4-on-4 classic matchup at Survivor Series, who would be the other two? And like, are Jacob and Sammy going to be cool with each other?
Well,
so I don't know.
It doesn't matter if they're cool or not. That brings more drama into or frictions between the tag teams or the teams that they try to put out. I don't know who else is left on SmackDown that can be part of this whole new feud.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to kind of wait and see. And like, I hope that there's more just blurring of the rosters and like we just do what makes sense for story purposes and like put different people together and whatnot. Okay. I want to change gears and change to the opposite sex and talk about the Women's World Championship recently vacated by our girl, Naomi, who sadly had to vacate for great reasons because she's pregnant. But it was sad for us because we love her as a villain. So
life happens.
Life happens. Yeah. But I was looking forward to a long run.
Okay.
Damn you, Jimmy Uso. Damn you. Just joking. All right. So we finally found out that Stephanie Vaquer, who won the Battle Royale at Evolution in July, will now be getting her championship match that was supposed to be in Paris, presumably against Naomi. She will now be fighting IYO SKY, the former Women's World Champion, who lost it to Naomi. And how do you feel about this? This is going to be the championship matchup. Now, IYO will not be walking out with the title or anything like that. It's just going to be up for grabs between these two women.
Yes, I had no problem with it since she was the last one that held the belt.
She was.
And we had to talk about this, that it makes sense for her to retain it if they go that route, if there was not enough time to put a competition forward. But I don't mind this at all. Yeah. The question is what happens with Rhea Ripley.
Correct. And I don't know, since this matchup is now announced, do you think that this gives more credence to the idea that Rhea Ripley will be the one teaming up with CM Punk to take on Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in some kind of mixed tag team matchup at Indianapolis?
It does.
It does, right?
It absolutely does.
Because I feel like Rhea was having a lot of on-screen time with IYO SKY recently, and like while there is a mutual respect for each other there's also this friction over the title because Rhea wants it back. So I don't know if she'll get involved with this matchup or not before Indianapolis comes. If she'll like raise her hand and be like, hey, what about me? Or not. I could see it going either way.
But I can also see her challenging whomever wins the belt.
And that could come out in Australia, which is the next paid live event after WrestlePalooza.
Exactly.
The Crown Jewel, is it called?
I think it's Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's in Australia in October, and it's like October 10th, so it's only like 3 weeks
not that
after
far.
this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and there's also a Japanese tour, so it makes sense for
IYO
IYO
SKY.
to be parading the title around a little bit, and then have a championship match with Rhea.
Oh, are we doing a predictions?
I guess we're starting the predictions early, folks. All right. Just wanted to just check in on that matchup because I felt like we really missed the women in Paris.
We did. There was not enough.
There's not enough. 5-on-1 is not a good enough balance.
Right.
The women's division deserves better. I'm sorry. It felt unbalanced to me.
The men's tag team was slotted in instead of some women's match.
Yes.
And that
Agreed.
was
that was a mistake in my
mistake,
opinion. All right. Dirty Dom.
Oh.
He is still Intercontinental Champion. I was wrong again, Nika. I took AJ Styles because I was like, why are they having this match again?
Convenience.
I guess, yeah. And probably because they feel like they work well together, I guess. And they must have a good time. And because they're doing a lot of it.
I know.
We saw AJ Styles at Triple Mania. We saw him obviously at SummerSlam. And are we going to see him at Worlds Collide coming
Most
up?
likely. But also, I want to point out his entrance in Paris. People loved him in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has some kind of a French connection or not, but he was really welcomed as a rock star.
When you see him get that kind of ovation, it does lend credence to the idea that a lot of fans on Twitter have, which is that AJ Styles is an underutilized brand in WWE. He hasn't been in the brand permanently. He didn't. I think he was in AEW before.
Okay. So he switched sides.
Yes, and so a lot of people feel like since he's come over, he gets underutilized. But people say this about anyone that's not, thrust into the main event spotlight.
But there's only so many spots in the main event.
It's tough. And you already got your SmackDown time scaled back, so competition for screen time is higher than it used to be.
So he takes whatever he can get, maybe.
He does. We saw El Grande Americano help out in this matchup. Another luchador connection. El Grande was in that fatal 4-way match at Triple Mania where Dom lost because of AJ Styles.
Oh, maybe you know what? El Grande is a secret admirer of Dirty Dom.
I think so. They have a mutual appreciation for each other. I wrote this question down, like, will he join the Judgment Day? Because he's kind of part of a different posse with Ivy Nile in them. So, yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he's just crossing the streams here and there.
Now, there's also rumors that people are really happy with the job Ludwig Kaiser's been doing as El Grande, and if they'll let him keep the gig permanently.
Well, I think
I feel like this whole gig though needs to come to a head some point, right? And it would be great if Chad Gable came back and they got into a feud over it.
About the mask.
About them, who gets to wear the mask? Who gets to be El Grande? So
that's kind of cool.
That would be my new angle for that. Now Dom has that AAA title match on September 12th at Worlds Collide against El Mijo del Vikingo. Yes.
Good recovery there.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to remember the son of the Viking.
Yes.
That's
the little short Viking that we got.
Yes. Yes, he is a shorty, especially compared to Dom, who's tall and lanky. Not the buffest dude in the back shed of WWE's talent stable, but definitely one of the taller ones, it looks like.
And a high flyer on top of it, so that's kind of cool.
So he has this AAA title matchup with El Hijo del Vikingo, and I'm just curious, do you have any inkling? I think it would be so cool if Dom had 2 titles.
I do too, and we did talk about this one time that I didn't know they could cross over like this, but since WWE bought the AAA, or it's part owner of AAA, whatever, it will be really cool for Dom to have those 2 belts and then lose the Intercontinental to AJ Styles later. At least retain one for AAA.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know how long they would keep the AAA title in like
couple
Raw or SmackDown type of like situation, but I do
too
think it would
long.
be cool for him to have the title for a little bit. Whether or not he wins at Worlds Collide, though, I guess I'm still uncertain because if they are going to continue the feud with AJ Styles, it makes sense for him to make an appearance there and cost Dom
To lose. Yes.
So, yeah, tough one.
Tough one. It is a tough one.
I'm reserving the right to change my mind later.
Oh, fine.
But I would really love it if Dominik had 2 titles. That's
Yeah,
what
me too.
that's what my heart is telling me today, Nika.
All right. I'm sticking with that too. So
All right, well, that's on September 12th, I believe. So we got a few days before
wow.
that happens. We'll come back and do an official prediction next week, I promise.
Okay.
Okay, just a couple more quick hits here before we get out of here. Rusev defeated Sheamus in the barroom match. What did they call that? The Donnybrook?
which was surprising because we thought Sheamus is going to win, even though we didn't make predictions for it.
Absolutely. I want to point out the use of the shillelagh, one of my favorite words to say.
What is shillelagh exactly?
That was the long wooden stick.
Oh, it's a stick, not
Yep.
a cane?
It's kind of like a cane.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
I have my shillelagh.
My wooden stick. Hilarious that they went all out. Now, yeah, some pretty good stunts in this match. I bet like these two get a break after this for a minute. But will this feud continue? I don't know.
I don't know, but
It
they
feels
work
like
well
this was
together.
the head.
Yeah.
but they gotta make it unstale too at some point.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
The Wyatts retained against the Street Profits. This was the added match because we had 5 matches going into Sunday, and we recorded our predictions on Thursday last week. And we were a match short, and we called it, and we said there was going to be a match added on SmackDown, but we were just in the wrong sex because it was a male match added, and we were like, there needs to be a female match added. This was a mistake. So I feel really strongly that there should have been another women's matchup here.
I'm surprised they didn't add Alexa Bliss or Charlotte Flair because we knew they were there already.
Roxanne and
Judgment Day, correct?
Raquel were there. And even though that matchup has been had, at least they work well together and they know each other. They
Put her
probably
on
could have
social-
put on
yeah,
a good show.
exactly.
They could have raised the stakes and done like a tables, ladders, and chairs for womenmes match or
Oh,
something.
that would have been nice.
Oh, yeah. But who knows if they can like take the punishment right now. We don't know.
No, we don't know.
Because those matches probably take a toll on the performer, no matter who it is.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, well, that just leaves us with the basically the journey to SmackDown Friday night in Chicago. It's going to be September 5th. It's going to basically be 15 days before the next paid live event. So shit's got to get moving quickly here, is my point. We just had this fallout Monday night, and it was still in Paris. So I feel like everything that happened on Monday night was connected to Paris and everything that's been happening. But now this is going to be like a launching off point for a new set of storylines as we go to this quick paid live event, WrestlePalooza. I'm sure they have a lot mapped out and planned, and it should be a really exciting episode of SmackDown. We have also not seen Cody Rhodes. I think the Street Fighter movie is officially done filming now.
So he might make an appearance.
For sure. And you don't think they want him defending that
Oh.
title on the first ESPN match? Damn right they do.
Yeah.
They want Seth in there. They want them all.
Yeah.
And they're going to go all out for this event. So just be prepared for shit to take off really quickly because it is ESPN. It's 15 days away, 2 weeks. You got SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown. And that's it.
That's only 5 appearances.
That's 5 appearances to set the table for whatever is going to be on this card. And all we know is Stephanie Vaquer is going to face IYO SKY.
That's it.
the only match that's announced. So get ready for liftoff because this shit is going to move quickly.